look up and it's literally August and I'm like, where did the year go? Time flew, I missed the plane.
Just wait and see how it feels to fall in love with.
Let's plan the quarter. Okay, so let's start with the reflection. I'm actually going to be looking at my Q1 planning session document that I always share with my creator college students. The first thing is reflecting. So there are a few questions that I like to ask myself when I am reflecting. So let's get into them. What were my top 3 goals for Q4? Then I like to review each goal and write down how much of it I actually completed. So I don't like to just check off whether or not I completed it, because if it's something that I worked on and I did a really good job at, but maybe it just didn't launch yet, or maybe I didn't get all the way to where I wanted, but I made progress on it, I like to rate myself with percentages. So did I finish it 100%? Or am I like 65% there? Okay, so 0% means I didn't start, 100% means I completed it. For goals that were completed, did I reward myself? And if so, how? And then for goals that I didn't complete, how could I have set myself up better to actually complete those goals? I also like to think about things that aren't necessarily work or business related. So what habits did I build, whether that's positive or negative, because you can build bad habits. What habits did I break? How was my overall attitude? How did I feel? How much time did I get to spend with family and friends? Did I prioritize, you know, just not doing things or having free time to just take care of myself, time to spend with my husband and going on dates? Like, did I prioritize exercise? Like, thinking about those things as well. So just kind of writing out some of those habits and then thinking about how well I prioritize the healthy ones that I wanted to grow and the bad ones that I was trying to break. So I'm gonna take a second. I'm actually gonna write that down on this page, my reflection, and then we're gonna move on to the next. Reflecting's done. Now it's time to review my vision board that I made for the year literally a couple videos ago / days ago, and I'm going to start plucking out some things that I really want to focus on in Q1. Now, I've done an annual planning video for this year with my jumbo calendar. Like, all of this planning / vision boarding is very fresh in Q1, but it still is important to just plan out the quarter. Sometimes we think that like making the vision board and like, you know, refreshing everything is enough. And it is a great start, but I still like to take this extra step because it puts me in the mindset that I need to do at least this part every quarter. The vision board doesn't, you know, get redone every quarter. Neither does like the big calendar on my wall, but the quarterly planning and setting those intentions, visiting the vision board, this keeps happening. So let's look at my vision board. Okay, here is my vision board. I love it. Okay, so let's see here. Top 3 goals for Q1 are, for one, to upload 3 YouTube videos every week. I also want to host a live webinar, and then I am going to work on the pitch deck for a big upcoming business project that we are working on. Set the 3 main intentions. Now it's time to do a content audit. Now, when I do the audit, I like to look at collectively all of my content, but especially the content that I created in the previous quarter that performed really well or not so well. So I'm just looking at numbers, I'm looking at watch time for YouTube, I'm looking at comments and engagement, I'm also looking at Instagram story views, reels views, not just views though, but comments and shares and saves, all of these different things for different types of posts, and seeing how they compare against each other. So let's get on the computer and take a look at YouTube first. Okay, we are on my channel and I want to just quickly audit. I don't try to study the stuff, okay? I don't take too long on this portion. I do like to go through and think about, okay, this is the top of the year, it's Q1. This is typically a time where my channel gets quite a bit of engagement because lots of people are starting their brands and their businesses, trying to get organized, being more productive. So I really do really well during this time of the year. So I want to go ahead and look at how my last few videos have been performing. Now, we're trying to get my channel back like booming right now. That is a big reason why we are focusing on YouTube heavily this quarter. 3 videos a week, really cranking out some good quality content. So I do like to take a look at the last quarter and think about what happened and what went really well. This YouTube monetization video did really well. So did this planned Q4 with me. I think you guys loved the plan with me, so I'm going to be doing that every quarter. Also, how to treat YouTube like a full-time business, and this video is still doing pretty well. So I'm just really taking a look, overview of, you know, everything that I posted. And honestly, I didn't post enough in Q4. I pretty much took a whole month off in December, so we don't really have much content to work with. This one also performed really well, why I'm not a multimillionaire yet. And when I look at what's performing well, I'm thinking about, okay, why did this one perform well? I think it has something to do with the thumbnail. It's very simple. Anytime I have any type of money involved in the title, those videos do pretty well. So multi-millionaire, that's pretty buzzy. And it's just very kind of clickbaity. So taking a mental note with that. I also, which other one did I point out? This getting monetized, again, it has to do with money, also has to do with YouTube. So anytime that happens, those typically do perform well as well. I also put a dollar figure on the actual thumbnail, which really helps. And then this one, this thumbnail, all of these thumbnails that performed well are slightly different. This one has 3 images and it looks cool. It has kind of an aesthetic look. I think the jumbo calendar really is kind of an attention grabber. I think that these are good videos to kind of go off of when it comes to trying to plan and take into Q1 of this year, into my content strategy for this quarter, things that I think could work really well based on what I did last quarter. I also want to go in here and look at some of my most popular videos, because a lot of times those are the ones that I like to redo at the top of the year, because those are the things that people are still wanting to see and search for. So let's go into my dashboard, actually to my analytics, and look at what's happening here. So let's go to content and let's look at the top videos over the last 28 days. Now, the top videos based on impressions and views are a monetization video, which I just recently redid, which is the 3rd highest video. But the first one I did is still the one that gets the most traffic. Another one is about gear. How to vlog with your phone, so that could be a good one for me to do in this quarter. Another iPhone video. Starting a business, vision board, starting from scratch on YouTube. So these are all videos that I'm probably going to either remake and update them, or think about how I can add to them or make them a little bit more relevant for right now. So sometimes, honestly, all that is tweaking the title and still using a lot of the same information. It's not like we need to reinvent the wheel here. So I'm just taking a look at some of these things. The biggest thing is looking at what content performed really well, what the thumbnails look like, what the title said, and then implementing that into this quarter. So that's YouTube. Let's look at Instagram. Okay, now let's talk Instagram. I pulled up my Instagram and I'm gonna go through it, look at my analytics. Instagram is my secondary platform. Honestly, y'all, Instagram be changing so much that it don't matter how great your strategy is. Honestly, I feel like having no strategy is probably the best strategy for Instagram, because just, you know, if you know, you know. So I'm just looking on here to see like what performed well, what I post most of, what I don't really post enough of. I haven't been posting enough about my paid products on Instagram. I used to be really good at doing that on the feed, and now I just kind of like, I don't know, I just don't do it as much. So that is one thing that I want to work on in Q1, is like talking more about the results that my students get, and not in like a salesy kind of way, but just like genuinely like giving them space to share their stories, like on lives, and you know, going live with them, and just, you know, sharing some wins, or I don't know, just stuff. So I want to start implementing that more into my content moving forward. Another thing I want to start doing more of is series. Like, I feel like my Instagram is just a difficult platform to me to master, and I think that series is a great way to like really kill the game on Instagram. So I have a few different series in mind that I want to start creating. I already started a how they grew series where I was like talking about different influencers and how they grew such huge audiences over a relatively short amount of time. And so I'm gonna pick that back up this quarter, as well as another series that I'm not gonna share just yet, but I think that's gonna be my main focal point for Instagram in Q1. So I have a few videos that perform really well, reels per se. One of them is my teleprompter video. I did a video all about like how I use my teleprompter, and that one almost has 100,000 views. And I posted that maybe like 3 weeks ago. I also have one that did really well with the jumbo calendar, so that one did really well. So I think the things when I'm showing like resources that I'm using and how I'm using them, I always put like some fun voiceover under them. So those types of things do really well for me. Just cool little gadgets or like productivity methods I'm using, stuff like that. So I will probably also prioritize resources and like productivity as another series that I can put on Instagram. And then TikTok. Honestly, y'all, I'm still trying to figure out TikTok, although I really like it. I feel like my following on there grew so much faster than on Instagram and on YouTube. But I don't think I'm gonna like put energy into having a TikTok strategy. It's one of those things where when I feel like posting, I'm just gonna post. And when I don't, I'm just not going to. But I am learning the nuances between the different platforms, if that makes sense. So that's my content audit. I think for the most part, I have a clear direction on where I'm going. For YouTube, I'm going to be posting a lot of those heavy hitters at the top of the year, like getting organized, getting your business off the ground, overcoming fear, how to start a channel, getting the ball rolling type of content. And then for this quarter, for Instagram, I'm gonna focus on series content, and then also not being, I don't know, shy about talking about how amazing my products are, because, you know, they are. So yeah, content audit done. Next on the list is to add important dates to this jumbo calendar. Now, if you have not seen my entire plan the year with me on my jumbo calendar video, then please go watch it. I bought this as an investment, and y'all, game changer. So I will link the calendar down below, but I'm just gonna, I literally just filled this in for the new year. Again, we're in Q1, so a lot of the stuff has already been like mapped in that I have right now, but I'm going to add a couple of things in here that I haven't marked just yet. So let's do that.
Check it out.
Okay, done with that. Added a couple things to the calendar. Now it's time to plan my 12-week year, which I love this book, y'all. Like, if you have not read this book, please read this book. It is a very easy read. I will probably talk about it every single time I do a quarterly planning video because it's that good. And I have been one to set goals at the top of the year, not get them done, and look up and it's literally August and I'm like, where did the year go? Time flew, I missed the plane. This book will get you right. Now, the thing about it is, the thing about books in general, you cannot read them if you're not gonna actually do the work and like practice what they tell you, right? Like you can't join a program and think it's just going to be a miracle. You can't read a book and think that that's the work that you're doing is reading the book or watching the videos or watching this video. Like if you're not going to take the information and actually put it into use and practice it, then you're never going to like see the results that can come from it. So I am not a learn the hard way type of girl. If I read something and I figure that it might work for me, then I'm going to try it. I'm going to take people's advice if they tell me do something or don't do something. Like I'm going to see if it works for me. And I'm not trying to learn the hard way. So the book breaks down like lots of things. But the biggest part that I found the most helpful, and it literally goes to this page every time I open the book because this is like the page that I refer to the most, which is how to actually set up your 12-week year. So it goes through, you set 3 main goals or intentions for that quarter. And then for each goal, you write down all the steps that you have to do in order to achieve that goal. And then you assign it a due date. So something could be due, like if you want to focus on, like for me, I want to host a live webinar. Now that's not something like drink a gallon of water every day. So that's only going to occur like one time versus the goal of drinking water every day, or like losing water weight, or you know, gaining weight, for example. Then those goals will have to occur just every week, like it's an ongoing thing. So anyway, I already wrote my 3 main goals and intentions for Q1, which were upload 3 YouTube videos per week, host a live webinar, and then finish my pitch deck. So now I need to write out all of the tasks that are associated with each of those things. Now, I'm actually going to be using To-Do List, which is an app which I just started using, but I actually kind of like it. Like I have tried so many productivity apps, y'all. I've tried Asana, I've tried Notion, I've tried ClickUp, I've tried honestly just a whole bunch of them. And I like something about each of them. But another thing that kind of just like rubs me the wrong way about some of them is that it just takes too much to get it set up. It's too many options of views. You got calendar view, you got board view, you got list view, you got this view. And I just need a simple thing, okay? So I think I've kind of found a way that I want to use the to-do list. So I'm gonna show you how I'm using it for this 12-week year, and then I'm gonna print out all of my tasks for the 12 weeks. Let's do a 12-week year. I'm going to put it under work because most of my goals are pertaining to work. Q1 year. I have to say 12-week year. Add task. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the goals in, and those are going to be the main subtasks. So, okay, so those are the 3 main tasks. Now I'm just going to open each task and create some subtasks inside of them. For the webinar, I need to brainstorm webinar ideas.
Your heart says no, just wait and see how it feels.
The host live webinar has all of these tasks. So what I could do is add due dates to all of them, which is what I'm going to do. And then when I get in my calendar, when I look at upcoming, every task that I need to complete this week or each week for all of my goals is going to be in that upcoming. So I'll be able to see it. That's the key with this app, is that adding the due dates is so important.
In the perfect harmony, with a lovely melody, crafted with care. And it leads me to.
We've got all of the subtasks in here and dated. So obviously you would just do that for all of them. And then right here we will have Q2. 12-week year. Obviously we don't need to plan that, but just so you can see like what it will look like. And then for these, I can honestly go in and add all of the content that I had in my YouTube folder for all of these weeks broken down. Now for YouTube, I don't like to plan too far in advance. So what I won't do for the 12-week year for the YouTube 3 times a week, I will just go in there once a month. And so like once the end of January approaches, I'll go in and plan all the videos for February and then all the videos for March. I don't like planning that far ahead because by March something could have changed. So I kind of have a slightly different space for my YouTube content that is outside of this 12-week year thing. But what I could go in here and put in here is plan YouTube content for February. And then add a due date for like the end of January, like, and then pitch deck. So I'm gonna do the exact same thing that I did for the first goal. So with the 12-week year, you can obviously do it however you want, organize it however you want. You can honestly write it down on a piece of paper, child. You can make this table. You can do this in Excel. You can do it wherever, but I think it's just such a great thing to do to hold yourself accountable if you're gonna actually follow it and just get moving on the things that tend to take a back seat to our everyday lives. I find that I can get really easily. Obviously, I'm still gonna be using my top 3 notebook. We're pretty much sold out. I have to ask my husband, but it's like maybe 10 left, so there's that. But I'm still using my top 3 notebooks. So every day I will look at the 12-week year and then create my top 3 off of the tasks that need to get done within my to-do list app. So that is how I'm integrating the top 3 notebook into it. So we are still on and popping with that. I will also leave more details on the live webinar because it is going to be amazing. My last live webinar was in 2021 of May and there were over 600 people registered and it was cracking. I mean, it was probably like one of the best things that I've done. And this year I want to implement webinars a bit more. So I'm not skimped with the information. It is not a big sales pitch. It is truly so that you guys can get the information that a lot of you guys aren't in my membership, and I don't give this level of depth in my YouTube videos. So I wanted to have somewhere where I could still share that information with people who aren't in either of my programs, but don't want to pay like the recurring fees for my program. So I love you guys. I hope this video was helpful. Let's crush it in 2023, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now. Also, kudos to me because I've been keeping up with this 3 times a week and it is not easy, but it's honestly not that bad either. So anyway, love y'all. Bye for now.